Hi, I'm Precious Asaka, and I'm here to tell you about a problem affecting 429 million people across Africa. But this isn't a story about poverty, it's a story about untapped potential. Meet Amara. She creates beautiful hand-woven baskets that take days to make. She sells them for $5 to a middleman, who resells them online for $50. Amara has the talent. What she doesn't have is access. That's why we build Crafted. Here's the reality. 429 million Africans live in extreme poverty, but it's not because they lack skills. African artisans create world class products, but they face three critical barriers. First, market access. They're stuck selling locally at survival wages. Second, exploitation. Middlemen take 60 to 70% of the value. And third, no skills development. Without training in digital marketing, pricing, or e commerce, they can't grow their income. The result? Talented craft people remain trapped in poverty despite producing work worthy of global markets. Traditional aid hasn't solved this. Charity creates dependency, not dignity. We need a different approach. That's where Crafted comes in. Crafted is a mobile first marketplace that connects African artisans directly with global customers. But we're more than just a marketplace, we're an empowerment platform built on three pillars. First, storytelling. Every artisan gets a personalized profile where they share their story, shows behind the scenes content, and even host live crafting sessions. This builds trust and authenticity. Second, training. We reinvest our platform fees into workshops, teaching digital marketing, product photography, pricing strategy, and business skills. Artisans don't just sell, they grow. Third, transparency. Customers see exactly where their money goes, 70% directly to the artisan, 15% to platform operation, 15% to training and community reinvestment. This isn't charity, it's commerce with conscience. And the timing couldn't be better. Africa's e-commerce market is exploding, growing from $1.6 billion in 2025 to nearly $7 billion by 2034. 69% of African web traffic is mobile first, which is why we built Crafted as a mobile app from day one. And globally, customers are voting with their wallets. 87% of shoppers are willing to pay more for brands they trust. Authenticity sells. Storytelling drives 120% higher conversion rates than generic product listings. The infrastructure exists, the demand is real. We're connecting the dots. Let me show you how Crafted works, both for customers and artisans. For customers, when you open Crafted, you discover authentic African crafts, browse by country, craft types, and featured artisans. Tap on artisan to read their story, see their workshop, and browse their products. When you find something you love, you see the full price breakdown, exactly how much goes to the artisan, and how your purchase creates impact. Checkout is simple, secure, and transparent. On the artisan side, it's equally simple. They create their profile with their story and photos. They upload products using just their smartphone. They receive orders and get paid directly, 70% of every sale. And here's the game changer. They access free training modules on marketing, photography, and business growth. It's a complete ecosystem, not just a transaction. Now, how do we make this sustainable? We charge a 15% platform fee on every transaction. That's significantly lower than most marketplaces. From that 15%, we cover operations, technology, and reinvest into training programs. We also generate revenue from premium membership for artisans who want advanced analytics and from corporate partnerships for bulk gifting orders. Our projections: Year 1, 200 artisans generating $480,000 in sales. Our revenue, $72,000. Year 2, 1,000 artisans generating $3.6 million in sales. Our revenue, $540,000. This is a profitable business model that scales with impact, not at the expense of it. You might ask, what about Etsy? What about other marketplaces? Here's the difference. Jumia and Takealot are general marketplaces where artisan focus with curated quality. Etsy is global crafts, where Africa specific with impact tracking built in. Fair trade organization certify products. We go beyond certification. We train artisans and track income growth in real time. Aid programs create dependency. We create sustainable business. Our competitive edge is simple. We combine storytelling, training, and transparency in one mobile first platform. Nobody else is doing all three. But here's what really matters, the impact. Our goal is a 200 to 300% income increase for artisans in their first year. We're focusing on women artisans who makes up 60% of the craft sector but often have the least access to markets. We're preserving traditional crafts that are disappearing as young people leave rural areas, and we're supporting entire families. One artisan typically supports 3 to 5 family members. This aligns with the UN Sustainable Development Goals, poverty reduction, gender equality, and economic growth. We measure success not just in revenue, but in lives transformed. So what are we asking for today? The InnoSpark Prize would fund our launch, platform development, getting our mobile app fully functional, artisan onboarding, traveling to communities to recruit and train our first 50 artisans, marketing, building awareness with our target customers, and operations, legal setup, and payment processing. Our 12-month goals are ambitious but achievable. 200 artisans onboarded, $100,000 in sales generated, full mobile app launch on iOS and Android, 10 corporate partnerships secured, and 5 training workshops completed. We're not just building an app, we're building a movement. Here's our vision. In 5 years, Crafted supports 5,000 artisans across 15 African countries. We expand beyond handicrafts to fashion designers, food artisans, and artists. We become Africa's largest ethical commerce platform, not because we're the biggest, but because we create the most impact. African artisans don't need charity, they need what every entrepreneur needs: access to markets, tools to succeed, and a fair shot at building their own futures. Crafted is that bridge. The question isn't whether African artisans can compete globally. They already create world class products. The question is, will you help us build that platform that connects their hands to the world?